Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Tatmom5 and I'm also known as TMO5 Candle Co. So right today I'm gonna be sharing with you 11 things I wish I knew before I became a nursing student. Like, I did not know any of these things, and I'm hoping that this video will be helpful for those who are looking forward to starting year one in September of this year. See, if I had known all this information first and before I went into this degree, I probably wouldn't have, but I just thought I'll come in here and share these things. Hopefully it will help the newcomers, yes, newcomers that are starting in September. So without wasting much of your time, let's dive into the things I wish I knew before I started this nursing course. So one, if you're going into nursing because of the money, you are in the wrong career. I need to let you know that if you're going into nursing just because of the money, you're definitely going into the wrong career. Because as we all know, for instance, the way there's pandemic all over the way and nurses are working extra effort, putting in extra effort, but do you know how much they get paid still? There's still an argument of a pay rise of 3% or 1%. So an average starting salary for a band 5, I think, starts from 23,000 or 25,000 per annum. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was at a week or two ago when I checked, I was saying 24,000. So it's really not a lot of money if that is why you're getting into it, but it gives you a career security, like a job security. Like if you're working with the NHS, your job is secured, you'll be fine as long as you're working within policy, within your guided rules, you'll be fine. So if you're going into nursing because of the money, it's the wrong thing. So and number two thing I wish I knew is this: it is mentally and emotionally draining. Yes, when I say it's mentally and emotionally draining, like, you wake up, nurses start their shift. If you're on the ward, nurses start their shift at times 7:15, 7:30 in the morning. Say for instance you are living far away from where you work, you'll probably be leaving them around 6 o'clock because you want to try and avoid traffic. So the stress, and then spending 12.5 hours of your day in one place, and you're running about caring for people who are sick or caring for people who are all right but just need the extra hand. So it is very, very draining. On top of, as a nursing student being on placement, you don't have the time to catch up and have coffee in town with friends anymore. You can't attend parties anymore. You can't just decide that, okay, this week you're meant to go on placement, I just won't go. No, it doesn't work that way. If you've been set to attend the placement for 6 weeks, you must attend that placement for 6 weeks. Only if you were ill, that is when you might maybe just contact your uni or contact the ward and say, oh, I'm sick and this is what I'm going. You can self-certify, but that does not mean that you're not going to work that hours you missed. No, there's something they call catch up week. So that is after the placement's ended, there's an extra 2 weeks in the student calendar, which means that within that 2 weeks, those weeks that you did not go, you will have to go and work those weeks and hours you missed. So it is very, very emotionally and mentally draining. Like, you need to take time out for yourself. If I knew it was this hard, especially for the placement, 40 hours a week, if I knew all of these were going to be involved, I probably wouldn't have embarked on it. But we're here, we are still standing. So number three thing I wish I knew was lack of social life. Just like I mentioned earlier on, since COVID, obviously I don't think I've been out and about to a party anyway, and I think the only celebration I've had so far was going to the restaurant with my daughter when she turned 10 last December. And I think since I started my nursing degree, I've actually missed a couple of classes just before, because I started in 2019, and I remember one of my church members had a wedding, and the wedding was on a Tuesday or on a Friday. So I went to lecture in the morning and I missed the afternoon lecture because I got to attend that party. So there are times whereby if it's a class you can't afford to miss, you will have to scrap that social life to attend that class. So since I started, I wouldn't say I've missed out on lots of social activities, but obviously with COVID we've not been out that much, so far I've not missed a lot, and I've had to kind of like cancel classes just to attend one party that I thought, no, it wouldn't be fair if I was not there. So yes, if you are starting in September, just be prepared that your social life will not be the same again. You won't be able to go out shopping with your girls, you won't be able to go like partying all day, because while you're not in class, you're meant to be studying. Like self-study is ongoing when it comes to nursing. You have to keep on going, like make sure your brain is calculating and thinking. So yes, lack of social life is non-existent. Like in fact, you actually question your time management skills when it comes to nursing. So yeah, that's number 3 thing there. Then number 4 thing that I wish I knew was that people you are starting your nursing courses might not be your friends. They don't necessarily have to be your friends. Like for me, when I started my nursing degree, there were other people that I already knew at which uni anyways. So 2 of them, I met them at college and we ended up going to UWS. So for the fact that I've known them before starting uni, we still don't like get along. No, I won't say get along, we still don't talk as much. Like the last time I was texting one of them about 2 or 3 days ago about something, till now I've still not had a response back. So the people, like, they're just like I said, the people you're starting your nursing courses might not be your friend, and they don't necessarily have to be your friend. So it's up to you to actually find someone that you think you can get along with. And if you don't eventually find someone that you can get along with, you can roll alone. As for me, well, since COVID now, I've been rolling alone. Yes, maybe not 100%, but there's some other classmates that I still text, and we've got this student group chat on Facebook. That way, if there's anything you're concerned about, you can always drop it in the group chat, and you get other classmates who will like drop their suggestions and opinions. So if you don't find someone you roll out with, girl, you can roll on your own. There's nothing about that, but it kind of like gets boring if you don't have like a classmate to chat out with and stuff like that. So that's number 4 thing I wish I knew before I started my nursing degree. So number 5 thing I wish I knew before I started my nursing degree was that you don't have to attend every event on campus. Like my first year was there, I think there was freshers week, and that freshers week I wouldn't have attended if not because I knew somebody else who was a second year student. She was like, oh, let's go and grab all their free pens, let's go and grab all their free fob watches, let's go and grab free pizza, free drinks, free notebooks. That was why. And because I was on campus that day, I was like, why not? But see, assuming I did not have class for that day, I probably wouldn't have attended. And you don't have to attend freshers week, you don't have to attend all of those extra curriculum activities that they have ongoing at uni. It's not a must you attend. So that's a scope for you there, that's a tip for you there. If you're starting September, you don't, in fact, even your freshers week, you don't have to attend, because all of these things are all available online anyways, so you can always catch up on anything you're missing. So the number 6 thing I knew was that lecturers don't know who you are. In fact, if you are the most brilliant student in class, maybe when the lecturer is asking questions you are answering, trust me, lecturers don't know your name, and they will refer to you as cohort. So for me, I'm cohort 2019. And I find that if I have to contact any of my lecturers, I'm always like, hello, my name is Wemi Ogundewe, banner ID. Like, banner ID is a must. If you are contacting any of your lecturers, even your personal tutor, if you are contacting he or her, make sure you put your banner ID, because if you're just saying, hi, my name is Wemimo, they'll probably be wondering, who the hell is Wemimo? Who the hell is John? Who the hell is who? Ensure you are putting your banner ID in your email, so they actually identify you as so student if at any time there's an issue. But if you're just popping your name, like in my set there's over 500 students on my campus who are studying nursing, so if you're not saying Wemimo, there could be hundreds of Wemimos. So no lecturer knows your name. Just make sure you're popping your banner IDs in your email, and don't be shocked when you are all being addressed as cohorts. So that's for me, I'm a UWS cohort 2019. Yes, cohort 2019, and I'm happy to be a cohort. I don't mind if the lecturer doesn't know my name. It doesn't matter. It's in Nigeria that we always open our teachers will know our name. Please, it doesn't matter if your lecturer does not know who you are or does not know your name. So that's no problem. But I wish I knew that before I started my nursing degree. So number 7 thing I wish I knew again is that almost going back to that social life, because if you're a party animal, trust me, you need to scrap that. you need to scrap that. If you're fond of going out with girls every weekend, you're fond of traveling to parties, as long as you are enrolled to start studying nursing, please, your social life will fly out of the window, and don't let it alter you, because you know when you eventually you are adorning your blue, your social life will be back. But as a student, your social life is non-existent. So that's number 7 thing I wish I knew before I embarked on my nursing degree. So my number 8 thing I wish I knew much better or knew about before I started my nursing degree was anatomy and physiology. When I was in secondary school, they taught me biology, and I think the only body system that stuck in my head was the reproductive system, because the way those male teachers made you feel when they were talking about the male and female organ during reproductive system, that was the only thing that stuck in my head. So if I knew anatomy and physiology was going to be a huge part of, like, you know, nursing, I would have, I would have, you know, start researching on my own all those 9 months I had before going into uni. I would have taken the time out, but it was hard. It was hard. Even right now, I'm still struggling with cardiovascular system, because cardiovascular system is very wide, like very wide, so it still confuses me. The respiratory system is wide as well. So those are some of the things we've actually been working on, and it's hard. So if you're open to start nursing come September, make sure you are top notch with the anatomy and physiology. Like, oh, then the number 9 thing I wish I knew before I started my nursing degree was that I wish somebody had said to me the importance of caring for my mental health. It is very important you care for yourself mentally, because if you're stressed, if you've got a family life that is not perfect, if you're working, like, nursing takes the drain on your mental health. And I'm coming to you 100% here because I've experienced it. There was a time whereby at home I would just be sad for no reason. I would just be sad for no reason. Like, my kids won't even come to me. Like, if their dad say, oh, go and do, like, oh, I don't want mommy to shout at me, I don't want to, like, it's mentally draining, like mentally draining, because at some point you have classes, you have placement, you have essays, and for me, I think it's drained me much more mentally, because COVID started just like a few months after I started. I started in 2019, and it wasn't not December of 2019 or January of 20, yeah, I think it's December of 2019 that COVID came, and that was when, you know, everything we did were online. That was when we're starting to think, oh, are they going to send us out on placement amidst a pandemic? Because they've never had, I mean, UK has never been in pandemic in a long time, and I don't think the nurses that are there now have ever experienced any pandemic. But I feel my set of nursing students are the first set who have experienced pandemic. And then during the pandemic, you know, people were dying, and then we were like, they were contemplating maybe they were going to send us into placement still. And you know what, it was just too draining. It was draining. And I will say this, like, if you actually struggled mentally while you're studying your nursing course, please don't keep quiet about this. Speak to your personal tutor. Like, your personal tutor should be your first point of contact if you're struggling with anything at all. I know some people might not want to speak to their other colleagues. Like, for me, I don't really fancy speaking to my colleagues anyway. I will always email my personal tutor if there's anything I'm struggling with, either academically, that is actually having an effect on my mental health. I always ensure I speak to my personal tutor. Like, I email her. The one I had previously, she's no longer my personal tutor now because she left. She would call me. There was a time I was struggling at placement, and she called me, and before I burst out into tears, like, no, it's too much for me. I don't think I can do this anymore. I don't do this. She was like, oh, where are you? I said I'm at placement. She was like, no, let me speak to your mentor or whoever is there. She spoke to them, and one of the, I think the child nurse came to speak to me, like, no, women, you'll be fine. If there's anything you're struggling with, maybe you're struggling with being on a new ward because there's a new placement, just feel free to approach me at my office. And I must say that ward manager is absolute. She's a beautiful and amazing ward child nurse. So if there's anything you're struggling with mentally, I know at my age I shouldn't be crying, but when it gets too tough, and you don't have anybody to talk to, your personal tutor should be the person you speak to. So how I wish I was told that my personal tutor could also be my therapist. because that's what they've been. So always make sure you speak to your personal tutors if you're struggling at any time, because your mental health, if you're going to be studying nursing, if you're going to become a nurse, your mental health is as important as you caring for your patients. So that's that. And then the number 10 thing that I wish I was told before I started my nursing degree was like, don't work hard, work smart. So you are not in competition with anybody while you are in nursing, while you are in your course. I've seen like in some of our group chats, some girls will be like, oh, I scored 70 something, I scored 80 something, I scored 90 something. Come, I don't care, I'm not in competition with anybody. The pass mark on all academic studies is 40%. So if you are kind of person who struggles in terms, yeah, I know we're all mature students, we all have responsibility, we all have children, we all have things going on in our mind. Work smart, you don't have to work hard. Like for me, when we start a new class or a new essay, I start prepping my resources bit by bit. I'm not the kind of person who will leave an essay till the last minute. There are some people, they will leave their essays till 2 weeks before they start studying. They will leave their exams till 2 weeks before they start reading up. For me, I start doing bit by bit. The ones I feel I don't understand, I start on them soon rather than leave it until later. And what I'm after is a pass mark of 40%. If I pass well over 40%, good for me, because at the end of the day, when you graduate, when you qualify, when you're caring for a patient on the ward, nobody's going to ask you, what did you get in your cardiovascular exam, what did you score? Nobody's going to ask you that. So as long as you're qualified, you're wearing your blue and you're caring for your patient and you're practicing according to the NMC policy and code, you're fine. So I'm not in a competition with anybody. Work at your own pace, okay? I wish I was told that, because at first I was like, I need to score 70. But so far, as I am now, I'm a B student and I'm happy about that. Then the last but not the least is that you should enjoy the process that is going to lead you to becoming a nurse, a registered nurse. You know what? Studying here in the abroad is quite different for how it was in Nigeria. Like in Nigeria, you have joints, you have places to go, you have gatherings, but here is hard. But like this is not the first time I'm studying in the UK. This is actually my second degree, but I'm enjoying studying to become a nurse more as compared to when I had my first degree, because first degree was just like internet online, but with this one you're meeting people and I'm just enjoying. How I wish I was told that, come, even though rain, sun will beat you, but there's going to be that balance at some point that you'll be at the stage where, you know, I'm actually enjoying this process of becoming a nurse. So right now I'm enjoying the process of becoming a nurse, like, you know, the essays, the struggling, going to college, going to lectures, going to placement, meeting nurses who are actually working right now, and meeting patients, you know, and contributing your quota. So at the end of the day, by the time I'm wearing my blues, I'll be able to look back and say, yes, babe, well done, you did that. So these are the 11 things I wish I knew before I embarked on my nursing journey, which are not bad, but I felt it would be of it will be of a great help to those who are looking to start uni in September, or those who are actually in college studying HNC right now before they proceed to uni. That make sure these things are in place for you. I hope you find it helpful. I hope it's informative for you and you're able to pick up a few things that I've mentioned in this video. And if you have agreed with some of these things I've mentioned and you're currently a third year student or a second year student, pop a comment in the comment section there below. Let's take this conversation further in the comment sections. And if you want to know how I've been self-caring for myself in terms of looking after myself when it comes to like stress and stuff like that, I'm sure I've got a video coming up and I'll be sharing that with you shortly. And if you've enjoyed or you agree with all of these things I've mentioned in here and you're considering studying nursing, like, don't forget to like this video, drop a comment in the comment section or on what you like to know or what you don't know or not certain about but you need more clarification about. Drop me a comment in the comment section, and I'm literally my Instagram handle here. You can always DM me and I'll try and give you as much information as I could. And if you're not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go on, smash that subscribe button and also turn on that post notification so you don't miss any post from me. And this is to say, I'm going to be coming back shortly again. See you later. Bye.